Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God Season 2 Episode 2 or Return of the Prince Episode 2. I kinda like calling it Return of the Prince. That's what the subtitle is for it in Japanese. I like that. But I'm very excited to get to watch this week. Again, this is my first time ever doing like video episode reaction, so I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. But last week was really good. So for season 1 of Tower of God, I feel like generally most people, including readers, are like, yeah, it was pretty good. There were things that people didn't like, there were weird changes, things had to be kind of rushed. But season 2, just from like some of the little details they had in, like stuff from the opening, the ending, I feel like I'm really optimistic after last week's episode. Like, I feel like things are only just going to continue to get better and better. Again, kind of knowing what's coming. As I said last week, if you're new to all this, I'm not only somebody who's read, but I've been doing videos since 2016. I have over 660 videos on Tower of God. So I've been talking about it for a while. I will leave things spoiler free for anime onlys while I'm watching this. Anything that I have to say that might be spoilery, I'll warn you ahead of time and then I'll just wait and I'll say it at the end. But I shouldn't need to say anything spoilery. I didn't really need to last week. Last week I recorded with the idea in mind that it's like I'm gonna be posting this full unedited thing, and that was not happening because of copyright reasons. So this time around, I'm going to try to not be like a pause button Andy or anything. I'm not going to try to pause too much, but if I need to pause to talk about something, I will. I'll be more comfortable with it, because I know I'm going to need to edit this video down. I'm going to need to chop it up. I'm going to leave the video here in the corner for you all. I'm going to leave the audio in, but I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, because there were a couple times when like the OST really hit last week, or when a character was yelling or something, where it felt like it got a little bit loud. It was overpowering me a little bit, so I turned the volume down just a teeny bit. If it's down too low, I'll turn it up a bit more next week. We'll have to wait and see how things go. But yeah, I'm just gonna record this with the, thought in mind that I'm gonna have to edit it down anyway, so if we gotta sit and discuss something a little bit, I'll feel more comfortable with it. But yeah, I guess that's about all there is to say. More than making my own video for you all, I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to see the episode myself, but I cannot wait to go and watch people's reactions. I watched so many reactions to the first episode. If you have any that you want to shout out, any you want to tell me about, feel free to do so, because I find it so fun to see other people react to this stuff. But I guess that's it. I don't want to leave you too much longer on an intro, so let's talk as we go through. Oh, one last thing I just remembered. The only thing I didn't really like about last week's episode, I absolutely adore the opening and ending. Like, they really like promoted the opening song, and then I was like, oh man, the ending sounds even better, and I can't wait to see what gets included to fill in those panels as we go along episode by episode. I hate the shot in the opening. As much as I love the opening, I hate the shot with the random clan member in FUG. I hate it. Just because it makes no sense, but also that's FUG. You could do so many cool things with that shot, and it just is distractingly bad. Like, there's a pyramid of like random faceless people, and one of those random faceless people is important, and it's like, they should be so much more important than that. They shouldn't just be part of a sea of faceless nobodies. I really think that shot is not very good. But that's the only complaint I have for last week's episode. There were some like little small details they left out, but nothing that I consider important. I think what's really important is all the like small details that they left in. I think that was really cool. Either way, let's watch episode 2. See what we get. Ooh, this is a cool way to open this. This is a really cool way to open this episode. Sorry, I'm just... like, sometimes I get kind of quiet because I'm really trying to listen in on the voice acting. That's a difference. I don't remember the line that there were people that laughed at him and mocked him. Like, for me, the impression that I got reading it was like lonely and solitary, and like almost a reference to Young Bomb himself. Yeah, again, it felt lonely. The people mocking him, I don't remember. I really hope they do this scene justice. I mean, there's an obvious change already. Instead of sitting on like actual seats, they're just sitting on the floor. The chocolate bars returning from season 1. I really like Goseng already. I think that Goseng is being like done really well. Yeah, this is really her calling her Mana just threw me the heck off. But that's really good, the way they did this scene. Because they made it less subtle. Yeah, they made the scene a lot less subtle than they did in the manhwa, and I think that's actually to its benefit. Because like a lot of people, I feel like I've watched read-throughs and people reacting to the manhwa, a lot of people just haven't even noticed her ignoring our crafter and not giving him one, yet going to take one over to Viol. So I think like kind of making this scene more blatant and obvious was actually an improvement. Even just some of the small details that they put in the opening itself are like so good. They gave me so much more faith in the series where I'm like, or faith in the anime where I'm like, okay, so they are not excluding anything that's like genuinely important. This is good already too. Like, if you know, you know. Seeing some of this, like knowing, okay, so they're not leaving this out, they're not leaving that out, is like, because beforehand there were a lot of us that were like really worried that some really good stuff would maybe get left out with the way season 1 was so rushed, but like just the small things that have been included thus far are like so good for making me like really optimistic. Okay, so you can tell from the voice acting they are saying the Ren family in Japanese is what they've changed the Yan to. I love that actually, Lurker waving. All of the voices are seriously so well cast. Like, I love every single voice I've heard so far. Lurker's voice is really great. What is she holding? Is that her pocket? I have no idea what that was. I love how it's just like 3 random Da'an tribe guys, and then Rap Devil. Also, all of the designs they used for this art style I think the designs are really good too. They just did a really great job at adapting a lot of this. True, because if Wangnan fails this, he's getting skeleton dieted, and the odds are now even more stacked against him, with like just these rigged super powerful guys entering as opponents. Oh my god, Chicken Love Club! And they leave the symbol up there? Okay. Really like great that they adapted his design like perfectly. The wording there that they use for the subs is really good. I wonder if they're going to add things in to show us like everyone's scores and stuff. I wonder if they're going to like add more attention onto that. Oh, nope, they didn't. We got... Hold on. I actually need to go back a second. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too crazy over pausing or anything, but we have at the bottom, who is Guarer? Or it says Garo in Japanese there in katakana. We have Routine, Barbo, Bruce. Okay, we have Bruce. And then Young, I think, is somebody else. I won't say anything. Goseng and Miseng down there, Wangnan just barely above them. I wonder how this compares to... I wonder if this is exactly the same as in the manhwa, or not. But Nia's there, Loli, Solsa, Tin, seeing Tin, again, that's some stuff that it's like, okay, Are we going to leave some stuff out? But no, it seems like they are fully adapting every little small detail of this arc. If we're seeing some of these names that I'm seeing, Graham, Polly, it's like we're not leaving any of this stuff out. Reiko is up next, and our top three at the time are Shasha. So we have Shasha, Lurker. I wonder what Lurker, because that says Rai. So I wonder what his, I haven't been listing enough, what his Japanese localized name is, because it says Rai instead of Lurker. And then we have Acraptor. And again, we got the subs here going Acraptor instead of Arcraptor. I've always preferred the Acraptor translation for his name, so I like that we're going with that. It seems like we're going for a lot of the original / updated name translations rather than some of the line original ones from back when the line translation wasn't that good. So I think it's cool. Like, I watched a bunch of reactions last week, and for some people, I think the sub said Zahard, and for some others it said Jihad, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on with the subs there. Okay, never mind. I thought she was young, so I guess, ironically enough, I guess she is not, so that wasn't her that was already on the board. She was, oh god, I've already forgotten who it said would be next up. Reiko, that's what it was. I think it said Reiko. Yeah, so they're calling Yihua Rika. And they're also using, I just noticed, they're using the, like, YIHWA Yihua translation for her name too. So again, they're using a lot of these original name translations. I freaking love Horion. I feel like, you know, I've said before at chapter 650 of the manhwa, I'm doing another character poll. I think after getting through season 2 and stuff, again, I'm not spoiling anything, but I feel like Horion could end up with a really, really high ranking. Just because, like, I love him here. I think the anime could just give him such a big boost. Also, I had to go back to check his name. What does that say? That says... Holy crap! I brought this up before. That says... Okay, so I brought this up before, where I was like, so Horion is his name in the original the original Korean and everything, but the Japanese translation, the kanji for his name, I was like, oh, he's Kosuke, but because the kanji for Ko is tiger, Tora, I read it wrong, and I was like, is that Torasuke? But I guess maybe it is. I guess we'll have to wait until they say it out loud, because in katakana, that's Torasuke. So is he not Kosuke? Was I actually reading it right when I thought I was reading it wrong? He's Torasuke, actually? Going all Chad from Bleach on us. So they're using Rob Devil there instead of Rap Devil. Prince, he's so short here. I mean, I guess he always is. I think, like, that's right for his character design and everything. It was just so funny seeing him, like, face to face with her there. Routinely underrated. Routinely underrated how strong he is. We have Love just eating chicken in the background. I love it. Man, this music is really, 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 really good. Oh god, this shot is, like, really nice. God, the way they did that looks good. Man, this is all really good. The crest there looks a lot like the bull from season 1 to me. What? That is crazy. Again, this is something that I read like 10 plus years ago, but at the same time I'm still getting surprised by these numbers. Just ghosting stuck between the two of them. I mean, like, fair. Man, I love the style of this test, too. Again, the way they worded it, it's gonna see which 8 are going, but it's not the top 8 that were going. Like, they never said it was going to be the top 8. Like, all of that is just, like, it's so creative. I love this so much. It's just so hard not to smile. It's so good. I'll end the era of the 10 great families. Just going full FUG. Please pick me. I love it. We got the crazy ass green guy design in the background. Incredibly good scene. I love this so much. And then, oh man, the close-up shot of Lurker looking on Lurker, just seeing him, like, humble himself, like, please take me up. Ah, it's all so good. It's such good stuff. It's so good. So good. Like, they played that perfectly. Can't you see these tears? Me saying top 5? I forgot to say, like back when I watched episode 1 last week. I was like, I forgot to say, I was gonna say when she first showed up in the anime, me saying top 5. Okay, is there a joke here that's going to get cut? Here's the moment of truth. A lot of people wondering if this is going to get cut or not. I love how he's already beside Viol on the other side, like giving him like orders and advice and stuff. Oh, it looks like they did cut a pretty solid joke from the manhwa. Like a really good joke. Man, that is a bummer. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but that is a bummer. Juviale Grace, I love it. I love it, and I feel like I feel like Tower of God could really benefit from doing, like, I know for sure Attack on Titan did it, where, like, you have the middle, like when we have commercial break, middle of the anime, like the cards that give you a little bit of extra background information on stuff in the world building and everything. I feel like that would be something good to do here. Like, Tower of God could really use, like, people watching being given that extra little bit of information from just these cards. This stuff this episode actually took longer than I thought it would be. Not that it's a bad thing, I just thought that they were going to rush through a lot of this stuff a lot quicker. I like that they left as much detail as they did, though. Wow, random fan service. We don't have much time left in the... Yeah, we have like no time left in the episode, though. This seems like... What a weird place to end an episode. We're gonna be ending stuff soon-ish. Or I guess maybe they're just changing the order of some things? Also, why this outfit? I mean, maybe we knew he was gonna wear this from the PVs, I don't really remember. But I'm not the biggest fan of using this outfit here. Like, at all. Also, they look really thin and stretched tall in that shot. I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of like what they're doing with the outfits in general, cutting so much. I like the way they did the little stuff with the weird noises transitioning us into the ending like they did last week. Now I'm a little bit nervous that they're going to cut out some stuff that I thought was really, really good. I also love they did put the title as the strongest regular. So I really hope next week's title is going to be the Untrustworthy Room. Okay, so we're getting... I wonder if it's just going to be Viol and Wangnan in each of these, like, new things added to the ending. I wonder if all of these, like, Zahard eye panels are going to be filled in with Viol and Wangnan stuff. I thought it was going to just be characters in general, but I guess we'll see. I really do. As much as I like the opening, I like the ending song even more than I like the opening song. The ending song's so good. Once again, I think that was a really, really, really good episode. I think they adapted things really well. I love how much detail, how much they left in. I think it was all really good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. They didn't really leave out anything that I have big complaints about. Again, there's one like really funny joke they left out, or comparatively so, but even then, it's not really a big deal. I like some of the attention that they put on some of the scenes that we had. I think that was really good. Some of the character like facial expressions that the director emphasized, I think a lot of that was good. The only issues I have is like right at the tip, right at the very end of the episode, they just like took stuff that was a couple chapters long, and it feels like they kind of, unless again, beginning of next episode, we might fill in the blanks a little, we might continue through some of that stuff, but I am really nervous now that from the end of this episode to beginning of next episode, they don't have to, but there's a lot of really, 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 really good character stuff that I am now nervous that they're just going to cut out. Again, I don't think it'll be the most detrimental thing in the world if they do, but it's just going to be another example of like anime season 1 compared to manhwa season 1, where you're just getting infinitely less detail, infinitely less context, just an overall dumbed down what you're like. For season 1 of the anime versus season 1 of the manhwa, you're getting the abridged series kind of in a lot of ways. You are really missing out on an absolute ton, I think. So again, I hope they don't cut out a bunch of stuff from like the beginning of next episode. I hope that we actually fill in some of this, but if we don't show a lot of this stuff, again, I don't think it makes the anime awful, but I think it creates a separation between the anime and the manhwa, where it's like manhwa readers have just got so much more of a better idea of the characters and the story than what the anime gives you to work with, if that's the case. But again, too early to call. I know some people have probably already seen it because of the preview stuff, but you know, now I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about that. We'll see how things go. One of the only other issues I have is like, instead of having all of these different outfits for the characters, like the manhwa very often in different like places will have them in different outfits, and it makes sense. It makes sense. They really, really cut that down in the anime. The anime, they just give them like a few of their outfits from the manhwa, and they're going to be reusing some of them, and I really don't like that, because so many of the outfits are really, really good in the original manhwa. I don't like that they're cutting so much of that out. Like it's again not the worst thing ever, but it just feels like a big lack of detail, a big cutting. Like when you have an anime adaptation of something, I would love for it to not just be something to promote the original series, which is always great, but something that takes what you get in the original series and, like, since this is so many years in the future, takes what's there and adds to it. Maybe patches some things up, maybe hints at some things that they didn't really have the opportunity to hint at or foreshadow all those years ago. And just add more detail onto something since you are animating it, since it's going to be in motion and everything. It bothers me when I get an anime adaptation of something and I feel like, oh, you're just getting less. Like this thing I read 10 years ago, you're giving me less than that, less than what I already had a decade ago. So I'm hoping the anime doesn't go too badly like that, but again, the end of this episode has me worried. But either way, gonna end things here. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this episode, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Like I said, if you are a manhwa reader or interested in reading, there's hundreds of videos around. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, it is appreciated. But if you want One Piece videos a little bit early, if you want to get a shout out at the end of every episode, your name at the end of every episode. Just, again, hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. And a big thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, VD Band, Cherryton Students, David Langstaff, Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG, Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pater Diawl. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.